Check, check. What's up? What's up? Man, this card here. This card here is the brain on steroids. It's the intellect. It's the it's me. It's my Aquarius. It's me just doing mental cartwheels all day long, trying to figure out the best way to do things, the best way to optimize, the best way to find the shortest critical path, to find all the patterns, and sometimes even think to the point where nothing gets done, you know. This one here is you've got something squared away. You're looking for something to do with the new thing that you've discovered. So you've recognized that uh, there are some translatable types of utility between your interests, and now you're looking for ways of you know, what you've learned from the old thing that's, you've got sorted. Now you're looking for ways you can leverage that, the new thing that you've found, into the world. And you're exploring the vista. And, sometimes this can be another overthinking card too. You know, you're standing on the mountain looking down, going, okay, the whole world's at my feet here. I've got all my ducks in a row. How am I going to deploy myself? Wow. Okay. So let's talk about things that are too early, things that are not ready yet. Let's talk about those things that we planned that they're not quite ready to launch, but we've got there's still the old thing that's carrying us, but this is the new thing that's not quite ready to go yet. So there's this kind of midwifing phase, or this part where we're just looking to launch something, but it's not quite ready yet, you know. And I think that bringing people's attention to it is a great idea, and we can start laying the groundwork for it. Oh, here we go. This is fun. Okay, so we had the two before, now we've got the three. Okay, now we're thinking about, we're getting to know what drives us. We're getting to know what brings us peace, and recognizing that planning for the generations that are coming, we've got this beautiful opportunity to do good works while we're here. We've had our fun. We've got the rock and roll out of our system. We've got the sex, drugs, and rock and roll out of our system. Now we're looking ahead to the future. We're looking at what we can build and leave behind. But yeah, we're thinking this is about the long game and doing something good with what we've got, you know. And we've got a bunch of things that we can do stuff with. So, you've got some resources, you've got some skills, you've got some direction, you've got some people that you're working with. You've got really the world's your oyster, and everything's ready to go pretty much. So yeah, this is a good sign, guys. All right, welcome everyone. Thanks for joining me. I'm Phil. Welcome to the Phil Rice YouTube. I appreciate you guys. Cheers. Just having a little bit of a fun tarot hangout. It's a Monday night here in New Zealand. I know most of my usual audience will probably be in bed, but I wanted to get up and just have a bit of a chat. Pull some cards out, just some random ones. Oh, here we go. Oh, this one wants to. It's fun. Okay. I always think that's fake Okay, curious. So now we're looking at this archetype here. We're looking at this idea that, you know, things have sort of come to the point where, what's up, Jazzy Bella? Nice to see you here. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Hello, Mighty762. Awesome. Got a few peeps in the house there. Just going to do a bunch of collective readings, guys. I'm going to pull some cards out. Just going to have a chat for a bit. There's a link in the description if you want to book a live reading. Takes you to a Ko-fi page. Yeah, I got questions. Yep, taking questions. They're down in the description. Hit the three dots. I don't know what the YouTube app is now, but there's a Ko-fi, and you can go click there, and you can book a reading, and I'll do it live. Okay, I'll be back in a sec, guys. Hang on. I just realized I've got to do something. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this right here. All right, thank you for being so patient. Just realized I need to have a device to monitor the chat. It's not very good doing the chat on the screen here on the laptop, on the phone. So we'll do it over here. Another card for swords, lots of swords, lots of fire and swords, which is really cool, you know. It's really cool when we have consistency with what pops up. You know, it's pointing in a direction that can help us understand. Because sometimes there's just too much information, isn't there? There's too much information. We can't make sense of things. All right. Hope you guys are doing all right. I'm Phil. Welcome to the reading. Welcome to a tarot hangout. We're just chilling here. It's getting set up. We'll hang out for a bit. We'll do some readings. So if you go to the description below there, you'll find that there is a link to a Ko-fi website where you can book a reading. And I'll do it live here on YouTube. And you can put some information in there as well if you like. Okay. Did that work? Oh, yeah, there we go. Save. Yes, here we go. All right, cool. Okay, we're good. We're good to go. All right, welcome back. Trampzilla Hughes. Hey, what's up? What's happening out there? Shaman Phil here, having a hot drink here in the cool. It's pretty cold here in New Zealand at the moment. We're getting into our winter. It's getting chillier. And that's okay. We're getting there. We're getting there. Ooh, bit nervous about leaving my water by the laptop. All right, let's have a look here. So for those of you want winter back, you're in Chicago. Oh, I gotta say, I don't mind winter. The summers here are pretty nasty. The summers here are, we get real wicked humidity here in New Zealand. Audio a little quiet. Okay, sweet as. I think I can jack that up. Transmitter settings. Transmitter gain. Check, check, check. Check, check, check. How about now? You must be able to hear me now, far out. Check, 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 check. Trampzilla Hughes, may I ask you something? Absolutely, what's up? There we go. Brother Will can hear me, that's good. Yeah, just getting used to this fellow here. Trying to get him sitting right. It sounds good though, it's a nice way of communicating. It's better than having a headpiece that plugs in and all that sort of thing. Sure, let's do a couple of readings to get warmed up, eh? Oh. We're on, off. Are you talking about the volume or what do you mean? Tell me what's up, guys, so I can understand. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, I understand, Trentzola. Yep. Keep going. Just tell me some more. Give me some context. Give me a bit of context, and we'll do a bit of a reading for you. Here's somebody I date on and off. Okay. So what do you want to know? Tell me what you want to know. Oh, okay. I understand. I really do. Oh. Trying to get, man, if you guys could only see what I'm having to rig here to get this to work. I'm in a different part of the house, and so everything's a bit around the bend. What are his feelings for me currently? Oh, I don't read for other people, like cold read, mate. What I can do though is we can do a reading about the situation though, if that's cool. Where's the plug? We'll do a couple of free readings, guys. We'll do some simple readings. Tell you what, Trampzilla, you tell me. I got two decks here. Which one do you call into? The blue one or the one with the big cross on it? You tell me. You put a couple of questions in, guys. We'll do some freebies. Cross deck. Okay. So this is the Thoth deck. Okay, this is the deck that doesn't muck around. This one's pretty blunt, so it doesn't give soft answers. I should call it the T deck. The T deck, maybe the Doth deck. Okay, let's have a look here. Let's pull a card out. Let's pull a card out. What we got? Okay, so we'll pick a card for the situation. All right. Oh, here we go. So this is a card about a person. So this is a guy. This is the air element driving the emotions. So this is the Prince of Cups. Okay. So in the context of what's saying here, this person is who he is. Probably not going to change anytime soon. And that is, so if this is the intellect driving the emotions, right? Sometimes there's a bit of a disconnect, like I don't know what his sign is, but I think, if we look at air signs or the air element when it comes to steering the emotions, it's like, and oftentimes it's got a lot to do with maturity. The air element hasn't matured into something that can kind of manage in a way that's connected. They're thinking about things that are more pragmatic and utility. Yeah. Oh, really? Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I would say that even without exploring the actual age or the age gap, when we see something like this pop up, if we want to use this as a filter or a lens for sort of talking about the situation, the fact that this is not the knight, the matured version, or the fire. This is the sort of the in this context, yeah. I think what it is that there's like a maturity gap. That's what I'll just say. It's a maturity gap, and there's I don't even know about age being much of a gap now. The internet's cracked things open quite a bit. Life experience is where maturity comes from, and if you're wanting deeper connection, it's like you got to find those things that those conversations and situations that give you an insight into sort of seeing where a person's at, because it sounds like you're looking for someone who's maybe a little bit more sort of emotionally aware and self-aware, because depends too, like it depends on who's hanging out with and all that sort of thing. Okay. Yeah, yeah, okay. My friends this age are more mature. Yeah, I don't know about age nowadays, because I know people who are young and old who are both mature and immature. There's no guarantee. I don't think there's ever been a guarantee for that. Um, yeah, I think you just gotta sort of. I mean, when it comes to feelings, you know, is it worth the bullshit? You just kind of gotta you go and hang out in that place for a bit, and then you decide, is this what I want? You have to kind of be a bit selfish. you know, you have to kind of go for what you want. Um, if you want to be real about it, if you want to get some kind of fulfillment out of it, okay. If he's used to getting one, yeah, just prioritize your own needs. You know, just recognize them and honor them. I mean, it's really nice to have company. It really is, isn't it? It's nice having someone in your life you can snuggle up to and all that kind of thing. Yeah, that's a great idea. He's great in bed. That'll go so far. I think that helps. It's like, I used to play in bands. Everyone had to be able to play their instrument, but we had to get along, you know, especially when you're hanging out with people, you know, hours and hours and days on end sometimes, you know, just depends, if sometimes these things just get, they're just not enough. They're not satisfying, are they? You know, and in a lot of cases, we do answer our own questions too. Oh, thanks, James. Well, that's very kind of you. I've just got to say, I don't claim to be wise or experienced or anything like that, but I will say, like, I've just seen a lot of relationships that work and a lot that don't. And it's just way better for everybody when you find someone that you click with. Like, it just makes life so much better. Like, people should enhance each other, and everyone's kind of just on their own adventure. And you just go through seasons, sometimes all you want is someone who's good in bed, right? You know, and it's okay. Is Mark your twin flame? What are you talking about? Is there a Mark? What do you? I don't think you mentioned a name. Well, what are you talking about, man? Oh, his name is Mark. Okay. Yeah, I mean, like I think look, I know people who have got together and the stars have been aligned and everything's been perfect. And it was great for 5 minutes. It was really great. There were fireworks and chemistry and everything was like, this is amazing. And then, what do they say? You don't really know someone until the Wi-Fi goes down or something like that. Yeah. I got to the point in life now where I just want to do things that bring me deeper stillness. You know, um, some things are just they just don't bring you peace. And I think we kind of got to be honest with ourselves. Well, that's very kind of you, Fubs One. Thank you. Um, yeah, just honor your preferences. I think especially when it comes to people you bring in close to you. Yeah, because otherwise you end up with this guy. If you can see it, disappointment card. Pick your battles. And I think too, like, there's always going to be challenges, no matter what you do, whether it's a relationship or anything. Even if you find someone who's perfect, just across the board, you guys get along, you're emotionally connected, you can have deep talks, you're interested in similar topics, you enjoy the same types of things. There's always going to be something. Someone puts the toilet roll around the wrong way, you know, and that cheeses someone off, or, suddenly you find that you have very different philosophical views about something. The one thing I've seen that tends to be the deal breaker with relationships is values. What's important to you? These are good things to talk about. You don't want. I think sometimes too, it's good just to have fun. What, the disappointment card? I think that's just more adding context to what I was saying. You know, like, I think part of the fun of life is figuring out what you like and what you don't like, and you don't really know what you don't like until you go do something and then go, I don't like that. In fact, I'd even say that life is more about figuring out things that you don't like. So, it's almost like you've got to go out there and fail a whole bunch so you can get closer to what you want. You might not you might not be able to draw a perfect circle around the thing that you do want, but it's way easier to subtract all the stuff that you don't want, right? Liberation by subtraction. Oh, that's a good card for it too. Three of Swords. That's a good one. It's just like, I think too that you can detach a little bit from the process of exploring things, you know. Just recognize that it's, because you can pour yourself into something. I've got a bunch of friends who have, opened themselves up to new people and let their guards down, and you've got to do that, but it hasn't worked out well, and it's been pretty tragic. And I feel for these people, I really do. Oh, here's a good one. So this is about all the good things that we've worked for, that we might even say that this isn't just about materialistic sort of attainments and acquirements, but this is like, you might say that, all through life you're going to meet people, you're going to have situations that occur, you're going to have um, all sorts of things just happen, and then over time you're going to look back on all of the variety of life experiences and how that's shaped you. And even some of those unpleasant experiences and unpleasant relationships, or things that started off good and didn't go well, or things that didn't start off, or sorry, started off badly and then became good. I've got to say, that's probably one of the greatest plot twists in any life path, is when you go do something that's, you know, uh, that you think is not a good time, or someone you don't like, and then something happens and you end up finding kinship with that person. Like, you become a friend with them. Like, it's so bizarre how that happens. You know, like, the person rubs you the wrong way when you first meet them. They do something, they say something, they smell bad, whatever it is, and then all of a sudden something happens and you're like, oh, I get along with this. Here's another thing that's happened. I've met someone, just like a person, not a girlfriend or anything like that, just like a person, and then we've connected and like, oh yeah, we get along, and then I've met one of their friends, and it could just be I met one of the bros, and then I met one of his bros, and then I met one of his bros, and then I'll just you sort of meet you thing, and the relationships change over time, and it's really cool, because you just get to experience this, what you might call it, the evolution of your social preferences. And this is really cool, because what it means is that you're getting to know yourself, right? Yeah, perfect. Okay, it's the accumulation of everything that you can confidently look at and go, okay, this is very close to a deep understanding of who I am and what I'm about. And that's pretty cool, you know? It's really fun, to look back, and like, I've got stacks of journals. I got big stacks of journals, just like writing books, not super amazing, beautiful cards. Is anyone still in the chat there? The chat stopped moving. It was moving really fast and now it's stopped. Hopefully it's still all good. Maybe I need to put the other charger on. Hang on. Just gonna have to do something. It might get a bit dark. Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh, sorry, I am here. Just, oh, that's bright. Now I've got a tan. Let's dial that back a bit. Curb the brightness. Oh, okay, cool. Thank you. Sorry. Um, yeah, you look back at life and you go, oh man, I've learned so much. Anyway, I've got the stack of journals, so I'll go on about that, right? Well, that's a nice pick. That's a nice shot. That's a nice brightness. So you've got a stack of journals. Let's pull some from this one now. You've got a stack of journals, and I go back through them, and they give me an insight to where I was because I also put dates on them. And I'm like, okay, 2 years ago, this big thing was going on in my life, and this is how I was feeling about that, and all this, all the usual sort of stuff. But it's like going, I got to say, getting older is such a blessing. Like, yeah, sure, the body might not be as awesome as it used to be. In fact, to be fair, I'm probably in better shape than I was probably 10 years ago, 20 years ago, because I've learned to look after myself better and meditation, qigong, more exercise, better eating. Here's another one too. Certain foods, man. Foods mess with your moods. And if you're hanging out with someone, you're eating food that makes you feel like crap or makes you tired or impairs your judgment. Anyway, yeah, here we go. All right, see this guy? Well, these cards look good on here. This is the death card. Dun dun dun. You look back, and it's easier to prune the tree than force the blooms to come forth. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes you got to trim. Sometimes you got to trim the tree. Oh, look at this. This is a tree right there. Sometimes you can't force the flowers to bloom and the fruit to grow, but what you can do is you can prune some of the dead branches off. And life will, it just makes space for things. And can be a hard one. This can be like a slow transition, but all things have to come to an end. In these tarot decks, one thing that we see a lot of is we see a lot about cycles, patterns, rhythms, things, convergences, and things coming to an end, and the season of that thing is over. I'm living with a friend, and all he does is eat garbage food. Yeah, that's hard, eh? I've lived with people like that. It's actually a real challenge. Yeah, I really struggle living with people who don't look after themselves. I'm pretty lucky here. Yeah, it's not too bad here. It's better living with dudes that eat crap food though. I've done that. I've lived in flats and I've been a muso as well. And I used to eat a lot of crap food too. Now I pretty much just make everything from scratch. I'm accepting my situation with Mark is just done. Yeah, well, it might be. And if you feel that that's the truth, then you make peace with it. And you go, okay. Because, I mean, I know it's a bit tired, but you might decide, oh, actually, you know what? Look at this guy. He's just looking you square in the eye. Look at him. He's just looking you in the eye. He's got the sword in his hand and he's saying, prune the tree. Be honest. Don't lie to yourself. King of Swords. That's like the heir of the heir. That's like, because I tell you what, that emotional roller coaster is it's hard work, man. It's hard work. And when yeah. Oh, hello. Oh, I love it when she comes out for a visit. Kudo Cat. Yes, you've been here for a bit. Of course, please. She's always lovely. Yeah, well, Trampzilla, that's it then. Then don't. Don't allow yourself. just don't allow yourself to don't put yourself in that situation, mate. You know, it's really up to you. It's your life, your feelings. You know, just take ownership of it, sis. You know, just go, okay, this is, yeah, your crumbs of love, and Will's got it. Reminds me of that song. Can't remember the name of the chick. But yeah. Yeah. But yeah, it's good, you know. If you don't think, you know, like you know, however you decide to do it will be perfect. And it may take a bit to kind of detach. There's like this astral bridge or this feeling bridge that we make with people. And we can, it can take a time to sever that. That's why it's good to do cleansing ceremonies and learn how to do cord cutting and sage yourself and just like get really clear with yourself that I've had it, that's it, I'm done. This is like not helping, and this person doesn't want to meet me halfway on this. And that's perfect because sometimes that makes it easier for you to do that thing, right? Do you charge for readings? Yes, I do actually. I've got a Ko-fi link in the description. It's Phil. It's Ko-fi. I can't put it up on the screen, and unfortunately, the philrice.substack.com. I don't think it's got it on there. I think it's it should be in the description. But yeah, there's a few options there for purchasing a reading if you'd like one. I'm just doing sort of single card readings for people here in the chat for free. But if you want like a 3-card spread or a 5-card spread, or you'd like to say thank you, there's some options in the Ko-fi in the description there. I've got my laptop here, so I'm monitoring it to see if anyone puts anything in, and I've got some instructions on there so you can know what to do. You just let me know that you've made a contribution or bought a commission. Just go to the commissions section on my Ko-fi page, ko-fi.com, ko-fi.com/Phil-Rice. I know, it's in the description anyway. All right, Kudo Cat. I haven't met my father before. Wow. But all of a sudden he wants to meet. Wow. Wow. Far out. That's a big deal. Man, I can't even fathom that idea. That's a big one. Okay. Well, like I said to Trampzilla, I don't do cold readings on people. But what I can do is that we can have a look at the situation, you know, what it's alluding to, maybe what the vibe of it is. Just give me one sec. Okay. Caged Reality 333. Hey Phil, have you looked into the Barnum effect? Oh, you're most welcome, Trampzilla. You have a beautiful evening, and I wish you a peaceful night, peaceful sleep. Okay, Kudo Cat. All right, let's have a look here. Oh, there we go. Something's biting. Okay. Nighty night, Trampzilla. You have a beautiful sleep. Sleep well, sleep peacefully, sleep knowing that you feel you got some conviction about how you want to move forward with this thing. Okay, this is a very pragmatic, very utilitarian card. Okay, Kudo Cat. And caged reality, no, I didn't ignore the question at all. And please, you'll have to excuse me. I'm working through the chat and talking to people as they come in, so I'm not aware of the Barnum effect. Okay, so Kudo Cat, you can give me an insight into a caged reality if you like. Thank you. So, when we're looking at a very square shape like this, and let's have a look at this. Now, if we're talking about personality, and you've never met this person before, so you know, I would say that there's, just off the top of my head, I'd say that there's probably a reason to be a little bit cautious, but maybe not overly guarded. You've got to kind of lean in a little bit, but go, okay, like, because you're right, you probably have good reason to be a little wary. Hello, Andrea Davis, 978. Thank you for joining us. When I see a card like this pop up on a question like what you're saying, you're right. Something may have happened to, I mean, what occurs? Oops, hang on, I'll be back. What actually happens for someone who, there's an explanation that needs to take place, really, because, mm, I think it's good for you to be considering, the intentions here, because that is wise for whatever reason, you know, like, okay, you're saying this person is your father, and this person hasn't sort of exemplified that because they haven't been in touch. And I don't know how long it's been, And then, okay, your mum and your gran have given you some insight. Okay. I'd say you need to grab all the data you can and get a frame of mind to prepare you for the conversation, because, you know, like I said, just because this person was one half of the process. Hello, Anon-Law. Hello, Elishtar. Just because this person, yes, you can ask a question. Yeah, you can ask a question. I'm doing 1-card readings for free. Okay, if you guys want more cards, there's a link in the description for a Ko-fi. You can go buy a bigger reading if you like. But yeah, I think you've got, I mean, any person, when they're right mind would be a little bit cautious about it. And I think you're right to think that way. And this is like I said, as far as the situation goes, this is not the person, I'm just saying the situation. This is about you being very grounded and objective and keeping the situation, okay? And just yeah, I would say that, treat this almost like an open-minded businessman who, this is just a suggestion of what this card sort of nudges towards, of like how you may approach the situation, of like going, okay, you've got some skin in the game here. You've got some money on the table, in the sense of you've got your feelings, and how might this go? And this person, if they're sincere, may have had something happen that's made them rethink the situation, but they're probably still going to have to satisfy some boxes, to tick some criteria for you to sort of open yourself up before you get to the cups and the emotional type side of things, Kudo Cat. So yeah, I hope that's been helpful for you, mate. But yeah, I mean, you can't just sort of rock back in and expect everything to be, not that you're saying that. Okay, Anon Law. Well, you're most welcome, Kudo Cat. This is a very unique, special situation. I'm gonna just say, I really hope this goes well for you. I really hope this goes well for you. I truly, sincerely hope that you find some peace and connectivity here, and maybe this is a beautiful new pathway in life. Hey guys, just so you know, I'm doing 1-card readings for free, and if you want like a 3-card or a 5-card spread, go to the description, and we can do a deeper read here on the live stream. And I've got a couple of price options there. And if you like the free reading that I give you, and you would like to contribute something towards, you can go to the Ko-fi in the description. It's ko-fi.com/Phil Rice, and you can buy me a coffee or buy one of the commissions. I'll leave that with you. But I appreciate those of you that are here, and hopefully I can share some wisdom with you to help you with your situation. All right, let's have a look here. I'm in Cage Reality. I appreciate this, but yeah, I'm in the middle of something here, mate. So, okay, new sub. How are you? Well, thank you, Brittany Ray. I appreciate you. Thank you for joining me here on the channel. Okay, all right. I'm just moving through the thing here. Okay, Anon Law, are you still with us? Oh yeah, you guys can do super chats too. Absolutely, send a super chat. I'll do a super chat for a single reading. Absolutely. I didn't even think about that. Super chats are pretty convenient, aren't they? All right. Okay. All right. Anon Law, I'm guessing. Yes. Okay. Anon Law, we'll do your one first. Okay. Will Ivan make a move towards me? Well, like I've said before, I don't do cold readings for people, but I can read on the situation. So let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do that. All right. Here we go. This is my old deck. This is the very first deck that I purchased. I've got a brand new version of the same deck, and it's about that thick. This thing is so old. Part of me is imbued on this. All right. Let's have a look here. All right, let's have a chat. Will Ivan make a move towards me? Let's see. So we're going to reframe this. What is Ivan going to do into what's the potential of this situation? Oh, well now, Major Arcana. All right, we've got the Hanged Man here. This is a Major Arcana card, not a minor, a major. This is the water element, okay? Even though it's the Hanged Man, it's a water element card. The letter, the Hebrew letter for water, the mother letter of water. Now, we'll pull back from the esoteric stuff and just look at the card here. Will Ivan make a move on me? When I see a card like this, I see persistence. I see literally hanging in there. Ivan might be taking his time on purpose. And when I see this card, it's almost like it's about this the whole idea about seeing things from another angle, from another perspective. And this is not a yes or no card. This is more like sorry, Anon, I know you want a yes or no, but this one here is like, it's almost like maybe you just kind of have to, without saying it, because I know, it's the world's a different place now, but back when I was dating in the younger days, the guys usually made the move on the girls. Now, I had quite a few girls make the move on me because I lived in a different space and time with a lot of things, and I don't know, man, I just wasn't very good at reading signals. Some guys are just not good at reading signals. And so sometimes you kind of have to prompt it. But if you're waiting around and nothing's happening and you're just hanging in there, sometimes you need to give it a bit of a nudge, a bit of a poke and go, hey, because sometimes both people are waiting for someone else to do something. Okay. But this is a major arcana card. This is a big deal. I don't know the deep parts and the ins and outs of it, but as far as your personal situation goes, whatever happens with this person could, I'm not saying it will, but it could be a potential milestone in your life somehow. There's a learning opportunity and a growth opportunity. All right, I'll just leave that there. Thank you, Anon-Law. I hope that was helpful, useful. All right, what do we got? Okay, Elish Tar, are you still with us? I'm not saying he's intentionally holding back. I won't speak for someone else. I'll say that he might not know. Okay. All right, Brittany Ray. Thank you for that. That's a very kind super chat. All right, let's have a look here. So you guys, if you want to, you can do super chats instead of going to the Ko-fi page. That might be easier. Actually, I think I can open this up. Okay, Brittany Ray 125. Can you tell me anything about my bio father, who I hear is deceased? Anything to help guide me to finding out initials, name, profession, or heritage? Any clues or anything, please? Appreciate your time. Oh, okay. Wow, that's a psychic question. Okay, far out. All right. Okay. All right. What we'll do, Brittany Ray, is let's do a spread. You can't see it because I've got it right here. Actually, maybe I can turn this off. Hang on. All right, here we go. Okay, so let's have a look here. Okay. Oh well, it's actually quite hard to see. All right, here we go. So I'll just pull this up a little bit. Okay. All right, here we go, Brittany Ray. Let's do a serious spread for you, sis. See if we can see if the wisdom of the tarot can offer you some information about your dad. Okay. Okay, I'm going to use my Thoth Tarot deck here, okay? This is a very special deck, this one. This is yeah. Okay. Oh, wow. Yep, straight off the bat. Okay, here we go. So this is a clarity card. This is the ace of, this is the air element. This is literally about like deep clarity. So, okay. Um, oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. This is very practical. Okay. Yeah, okay. Wow, this is very much speaking to it. Okay. All right. Brittany, I'm gonna do my best here. Oh, Perseus, how are you? Great to see you. I think I just saw a message come through. I haven't. I've got all my. I've got so much going on. It's great. Okay, Brittany. When I see this, Brittany, and you're talking about that there was money stolen, and you're looking for details, part of me just says that when I see a card like this come up, and especially this one here, right? Which is, sorry, there's a bit of glare on there. Hang on, I'll just pull it back a little bit. When I see a card like this pop up, this is really about research in context of what you're saying here. And it's almost like, you know, the cash is not a, there's not a, um, you know, something has been moved on from. There's a click. There's a click somehow. There's something very important here because we have two very, very air element cards. Oh, this is Mercury and Aquarius. Very, very air element. And then we have these two sort of very earth element um, cards. That's a 9 and a 10. And then we have this emotional card here, which is like, when I see this one here, I think what's going to happen is that you're going to be presented with information that may not seem relevant, but you definitely want to hold on to it. This is something you care very much about. It's important to you, and there is a uh, uh, there is an importance to this because there's something here, like you said, money was stolen. I mean, this card doesn't say it any better than that. And this here, it's you know, it's partly what it's on your mind. Okay, so it's very hard for me to go into sort of a deep trance while I'm sort of doing a live stream here, and that I'm not really getting anything coming through apart from sort of what's sort of shining through the archetypes of the cards here. But I think when I look at this, this is very much about rational, logical approach. And I think that that will serve you well because it is an emotional situation and there is resources and estate involved. And it may seem like something's gone missing, but I think there's still something that hasn't been discovered yet. I think there is a piece of the puzzle that has not been revealed yet. And when I see this one here, Brittany, okay, I'm just reading the message now. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So I'm Capricorn. Okay, I really just want to know to hopefully connect with family. I feel part of me has always been missing money. It's been money missing. Oh, money isn't important, but if it's mine, it's mine. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's okay. Like um, I think too that there's something to be said about being okay with letting things go, like not needing the thing, like, because it can be a background noise that can start to affect you in your life path. Um, I know it's easy to say, and it's easy to say, but I think that with all of the online tools we have available to us now, there is a way for you to discover a deeper thing. I would say that this is an adventure for you. And it's something you care about. You say that there's a part of you that's missing and you want to connect with family. And I would say this is going to be a process of it's going to be a process of sorting the wheat from the chaff. I think what might happen is that once you diligently start the process of um, gatherings, of actively seeking out and developing your research skills, you're going to have to, um, you're going to be you're going to signal essentially to the universe that you want closure on this. You're going to initiate a series of events, and there's a way to do this without it becoming sort of an unhealthy obsession too, because there's more than just the cash. There's a connection that you're wanting to sort of explore as well, and possible multiple connections. This one here is talking about more than just a single connection. And yeah, I mean, when I look at this, I think that there's something that's going to this one here, especially there's a bunch of stuff that is yet to sort of emerge, and this one here will be the process of um, there may be some uncomfortable things, and it may want you to switch. Yeah, I was going to say, look, this is all kind of what I'm looking at. It's kind of pointing in a direction of like taking advantage of current tools, recognizing that there will be a type of unfolding, and that you know it's very hard to sort of directly know it, but treat it like a discovery process. And I think that, so I'm just going to jump in and say hi. Hi, everybody. What's happening there? Yeah, and I think too that, like, don't feel, and don't ever feel ashamed about, what you said at the bottom there about that, because if you don't claim it, if you don't go for this treasure hunt essentially and this truth hunt, somebody else will just get it by default. Lots of people just receive things for no effort. And if the opportunity and the option's there, like this will be a pathway that leads towards something valuable will emerge from this. And I think this one here is also pointing at that it may not be so obvious at first what the most valuable things are. Right, I'm just going to spin this around so I can read the, oh, hang on, I don't need to, I've got the chat right here. Yep, so I've just dropped that person out of the chat, Brittany, because yeah, they were just getting problematic. I don't know who that person is, but they don't get to play like that. I'm not even going to give them a warning. It was just silly. So Brittany, yep. So Brittany, yeah, I don't think, no, you're most welcome. I'm not going to put up with that sort of thing in my chat. People know when they come to my channel, they're hanging out in my pad, and I have certain standards of quality. And yeah, so anyway, Brittany, peace to you, peace to you, peace to you. I'm just going to go back to the, where are we? Okay. There may be some wisdom in that person's comments, but they didn't need to come at you like that. Okay. So, Brittany, yeah, I mean, I hope that was of some use and of, of use for you, you know. Okay. No, you're okay. All right, guys. I'm going to just try and flick through the chat and see if I can find if there are any other questions. But if you've got a question for the cards, you can drop it into the chat in the super chat. I'll do a single card reading for people who are curious. Okay, I'm just flicking through the chat. Sorry, guys. Okay, Phil, I want to be rich, but not from anybody, any men or women. Well, then you need to build it yourself. Niaz Faramand. I want money from universes. Tell me, will I have it? My heart is telling me yes. Okay. Okay. Seriously, Brittany, truly I wish you peace on this journey towards finding what it is that you wish to know. You know, because it sounds like, there's an emotional component, there's a resources and money component, there's a whole story that you're deeply connected to, that you haven't found resolution in. So I truly hope that you will find what it is that you are deeply sort of looking for, Brittany. Okay. Oh, something's going on here. All right, Niaz, what do we got? I want money from universes. Tell me, will I have it? My heart is telling me yes. Oh. Well, I'll tell you what, Niaz, this is what's coming up, friend. We have a 10 of wands here. Now, I'm going to get the same card from another deck so you can see a picture of the thing that's happening with the person. So you can look into that. But okay, where are we? Just about there. No, just about there, Niaz. Oh, where are you hiding? Oh, you're in here somewhere. I fret sometimes that I may have lost a card. And please, if you're still in the chat, Brittany, and you've got a follow-up question or anything, anything you want clarity on, mate, you just drop it in there, okay? Okay, Niaz. Here's the other card here. You'll probably find that you need to work for that. If this card here has got any bearing on your situation, Niaz, universe ain't probably going to drop you anything into your lap. You're going to have to put the effort in. You're going to have to put in the mahi, as we say here in New Zealand. Put in the work. And yeah, I'd say that's always going to be the better way to go. You know, you don't have to wait for it to show up. You can go out and get it. You know, it's there. You know, we live in a time when there are so many ways to amplify your resource and personal situation. I have a question for the cards. What do I stand for? Alpha Black Cat. All right. Yeah, no, I think it's the same person too, so. Yeah. People welcome on my channel. Yep. So didn't block the person properly. I they put some good things in, but it was also just I don't want that. Um, so Yeah. Okay, here we go. So I've just shifted a couple of people out of the chat, guys, because that's not what I'm setting up here. You're welcome to be here, but you need to play nice. Okay, this is one of the reasons YouTube is YouTube is just, yeah. Yeah, the other thing I can do is, yeah, I've blocked them. Don't worry. Hang on, just hold there, guys. All right. Okay, all right. Looks like we might be done here. This is what we're aiming for, guys. We're aiming to get ourselves, our elements balanced. The ability to balance ourselves from within at all levels, to garner the skills that we need to live a fruitful and quality life, to bring harmony and balance and our divine nature into the world for expression. This is really where the rubber meets the road for people who have been on this channel for a bit. This is a place where we can aim higher, really can. And I just want to say thank you to everyone who's joined us here. I'll stick around for another 5 if anyone wants to do if anyone wants a reading. Otherwise, I will probably start stitching things up shortly. Okay. C.S. Waterhouse, yes, please. Okay, well, I'm doing free single card readings. I don't read for other people, like cold readings, but put your question in. I'd love to know about my career, particularly with regards to a rival group who are spreading rumors at me. I'm worried it will ruin my career. Oh no. Okay, well, I know we won't use this deck. We'll use the other deck. Oh, no, hang on. We will use this deck. Yes, we will. Okay. Okay. C.S. Waterhouse. Yeah, okay. If people are spreading rumors, that's not cool. That's not cricket. That's not how nice people operate. I'm going to presume that you don't play those sorts of games and that you're a nice person. Okay, oh, here we go. This one sums it up perfectly, C.S. Waterhouse. You ready? The Eight of Cups. This is beautiful. This is saying, don't even worry about them or what they stand for or what they're attacking. You're on your own adventure, your own mission. Those things, they are not that important. You know, you are the ambassador and the representative of yourself. Okay? You don't need the validation. Like seriously, if you know, if people are playing games, shitty games win shitty prizes, and stuff comes back around. The universe don't, make sure of that. There's checks and balances at play, and yeah, this is something to consider. So what this is saying to you, my friend, through this, what I'm picking up through the lens of what is being shared here, is that this person is walking away and they're going up. They're actually going up to the right. Now, in esoterica, we could say that taking the right way, going the right way. They're going up as well. So this person here, these things have been valuable and their achievements, and they have made you feel good and this kind of thing, but they are not critical in the long run, because you will be, you know, you shouldn't, sometimes you're going to have to defend yourself because that's just the nature of the world. But I'd say just you don't need to don't get too attached to what it is that you think you may lose. What do they say? What I think Yoda said it, don't be afraid of the things that you wish to lose, or something like this. I can't remember what the phrase was, but basically don't get attached, because then if people can take away your stability and your harmony because you let them, then you're the one who let them take it. Okay? And sometimes when other things happen and people take things, it can feel like we've been robbed, and that's not cool, especially when it comes to reputation. I've had some stuff in the past where people have said things and done things towards me, and it's not very nice. But what it did do was it cleaned out some of my friends list who weren't really friends, and it made more space in my life. It actually did me a favor in some ways. Anyway, I hope that's of value to you. C.S. Waterhouse. Oh, well, thank you, brother. That's very, very kind of you. Would you like a reading, sir? Will's one of our long-time legends. Oh, you're most welcome. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you for hanging out here. Oh, it's 10 o'clock. Ma'am, I'm good. Hey, what's that about? Funny guy. Have you seen Yellowstone? I watched the 2 prequel series to that. Man, what a show. Badass cowboys, man. Back in the day. Hard times, man. Thank you, Will. That's very kind of you. You're most welcome, C.S. Waterhouse. Yeah. Sometimes you just need to hear something. I thought this is what I love about these cards, because the cards just sometimes say, I tried to say nah, but I was going to say, that's kind of what I thought. And I was like, what? What's this guy up to? But you can get away with it because you're one of the tight crew, bro. So you're good. Oh, that's so good. Friggin' autocorrect. Yeah, C.S. Waterhouse. Yeah, man, choose your battles when you can. Yeah. So what's been happening, Will? What's up now? What's happening down your way, sir? If you're still here. No, you probably got to go work tomorrow, don't you? I got to get up. Oh, man, I've got a big day of video editing tomorrow. Got a whole stack of these barred-in things to do. Might have a podcast. And I've got to set up for these 2 big live panels at the end of the week, too. Pretty exciting weekend, though. And, well, I've got a big special guest coming up, not this weekend, but the following weekend. I've got a big player coming on. So pretty excited about that. He's been on before. Begins with M, and I'll just leave it at that. All right, what's everyone up to? How you guys doing? If anyone would like a card? Oh, that's C.S. Waterhouse. Makes me feel so good to know that you feel that way. You go in there and just you own yourself, That's so wonderful to hear. Thank you. It's very kind. Well, it's just makes me feel good. So I'm good. I'm glad that you feel confident. I feel like I'm doing good work by hanging out here and doing this kind of thing. I might do it again tomorrow. Maybe I'll do it for the US crowd. Oh, that'd be fun. This is actually pretty fun. Just sort of sit here, bit of advertising. Maybe. No, I'm not going to give it away. Doesn't mean that I don't know who you're talking about. Doesn't mean that might not be happening in the future though. Some of the bros are pretty busy and hard to get hold of, but you know what, Will? Some of the peeps have been very, very positive in their response to the Bard and what I'm doing with that. So that's been really great. So should be able to get a few of the few more peeps coming back for the duration of the project. Because yeah, I'm not going to commit to long term at this point. I'm going to give it. I'm going to set it up because I've got a stack of stuff to schedule out. I've got to write a. Have you um, subscribed to the Barden Bro, to the Substack, just to the email list, whatever, because I will do specific email updates and things for that. I'll probably do it on my main Substack as well, the Full Rice one too. But yeah, I don't know. Anyway, it's funny. I'm trying to be in too many places at once. I think I'll just start to centralize a bit more. Good. Yeah. Look forward to it, man. Yeah. You probably know who I'm talking about when I say the other M. The other M. All right. Here we go. So what are we looking at here? We're looking at a person sticking up for themselves. They've got themselves onto a place of elevation, and now they're having to basically what do they say? It's one thing to win the title, and then everyone wants a shot at the title once you get yourself up there. All right, what's happening in the chat? What are your thoughts on Hyperborean wisdom? I'll just be straight up. I don't know enough about it. I am aware of Hyperborea, but I don't know enough about it to comment on it. But I would say that given what I do know, which is very little, I would say that there is absolute value in that. But I would need to enlighten myself further. It's another thing to put on the list. But please, Polarities T3M, if you've got something to share in the chat that you think the chat could benefit from, or people on the video, please by all means drop it in there. You can drop a link in there too. Something you think is valuable and valid. Butterfly 8102, hi. What's his real feelings about me? Okay, I don't do readings and cold readings on other people. However, what I will do is I will give you a free one-card reading about the situation. If you want a longer reading, you can get it by a super chat, or you can go to the Ko-fi in the description there. I think I can activate gifts on this too. YouTube's got some weird new functions and features on it. I might have to activate them. I've got memberships activated as well here on the channel. So if anyone wants a funky call and some emojis and things next to your name, if you want your name to look cool, there's a couple. I think I've got like a $2 option or something for YouTube. You don't get all the toys, but you get one of them. You get your name all highlighted up. Oh, okay. Butterfly 8102. Yes. Here is your card. No butterflies on it though. If this was the King of Swords, you'd have some butterflies on it. So This is a very focused person. This is a person in a situation. It's funny actually. You've had a few of these court cards come up tonight for people asking about other people, and that's interesting. It's kind of funny. So this is a focused person, or the situation has a focus on it. I would say that you're probably thinking a lot about this. Am I right? Now, one thing you'll notice is that the staff here, or the wand, is touching the earth. It's grounded. And but the feet aren't grounded. The feet are on the rock here. I would say at a glance, at a glimpse, um, maybe I'm not offering advice. I'm just saying what this card is. This is a card of intellectual intensity. This is the air element directing the will. And this could be about overthinking, directed at a very specific point. It's not overthinking about lots of things, it's about a specific thing. Now, as far as the intentions of the potential of the situation goes, I would say that there's an intensity that can be softened and relaxed in the situation. I don't know enough about it, okay, and I'm not going to comment on that, except to say that sometimes when you think about something too much, you think about something too much. It's good to pull back, zoom out a little bit, just look at a few of the other moving parts, the deeper, greater context. Because even if you have a look at this, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a little white dot. It's a bit hard to see because of the green screen, but there's a white dot in front of his eyes there. That's funny, because that's actually a little hole in the card, and it's absolutely perfect. These cards are magic, I tell you. They are so magic, especially this deck. It's my oldest deck. Soften, zoom out, go think about something else for a bit. Empty your mind and your heart out from overwhelming expectation or preoccupation, and you will have an answer that will emerge that will be greater than what these cards and myself can share with you. You need to give yourself some peace and some space from thinking about the situation, butterfly. I hope that was useful. Thank you. I wish you well. I wish you peace. You are most welcome. Thank you. I was going to say, guys, if any of you have enjoyed your reading, remember the one card readings are free for the moment, okay? My gift to you. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for being here. If you've taken value from this, hit that like button, subscribe if you like. There's a Ko-fi. You can buy me a coffee. You can get a super chat or a super sticker. They're options. Okay. Okay. Oh, this one came up again. This one wants some more talk. This is the one I drew just before the other one. Okay, all right, let's talk about picking your battles. Because I tell you what, some hills just ain't worth dying on, guys. There's a part of you that wants peace. Trust me on that. Trust me on that. And we can keep getting bashed on the whole way of life as we walk down this corridor and bang off it, collecting karma and bruising ourselves and having to recover. We can be fighting the wrong fights. Pick your battles, guys. I'm nearly 50. I'm the person I am today because of the battles that I chose. Some of them were probably largely unnecessary, but they still shaped who I am. Some of them begat more fights. Some hills I died on gave me new hills to die on, and they weren't that great. Some hills are better than others. And there's always going to be things in life that bring a challenge. In fact, life is just going to present you with challenges. Even if you go hide in a cave, there's going to be some kind of challenge. But I have to say, after all these years, I've become a lot more selective about what I engage, who I engage, how I engage, situations, people, things. Yeah, we can put a lot of extra stress on ourselves, and some things just ain't worth the struggle. You know, you will. Yeah, one thing to, but with that said, I'll say it with this caveat: sometimes you don't win the battle or the war, but what you do walk away with is some greater resilience, some bigger muscles, greater wisdom, a better sense of who you are and what's important to you. You know, your values reveal themselves to you, and that is just absolutely priceless. So, yeah. Well, I gotta say, looking pretty quiet in the chat there. Hopefully you guys are doing all right. I'm going to do a quick 2-card spread now, and then we'll just finish on that. What do we got? 2 cards are good because it you have to kind of think about 2 ingredients, 2 contexts. It's not a sequence or a linear thing. It's like it's 2 ingredients that make a thing. Okay, so what have we got here? We've got a death card. We've got 2 major arcanas. We've got a death card and we've got a chariot card. So you put these 2 together, mix them up, and you get the number 20. The 7, the number 13. So, okay, this is like for creative storytelling. So something to think about is that when you see, you know, what are some common themes we see here? We see black and white, quite prolific. We see black and white. Okay, we see moon and sun. Well, sorry, it's the 2 moons. We see, excuse me, we see the 2 forces. Sorry, what you see on the lunar shoulder pads are actually happy and sad, but there's a lot of symbols on this card. But what we're seeing here is that we're seeing the driving force of a process. We're seeing the successful engine of deep, meaningful change in place, in motion. And this person's on a standstill chariot. This person's on a horse that's moving. This person, this skeleton. So when it comes to these 2, this little alchemical mix here, put them together. What's the 3rd thing that emerges? Well, we can see that in the world of situations, in the everyday world, in the astral feeling sense of society, obligations, of, you know, another thing we can see here is we see the king has fallen. and we can see someone who would be a king. You know, we don't have to race towards our demise. What we can do is that we can race towards valuable failure. There we go. Race towards valuable failure. Oh, because you're gonna fail a lot before you get to the fruits, and that's just part of life, right? Problem is not failing or not doing, so that you don't iterate to discover. Because I've done that. I've held off doing a bunch of things for a long period of time, and then when I did them, I had to iterate a bunch of times before I found the version that I wanted. And it was hard work. It really was. But it was well worth it. That was a bit of a heavy one, actually, because those were majors. 2 major arcana cards there. Whew. That was a big call. Sometimes you get put on the spot. Oh. Mika Moon Wilder. I'll take a couple cards, please. Well, I tell you what, I'm doing free 1-card draws. If you want a couple of cards, you can drop me a super chat or buy me a coffee, and I will certainly do you a 2-card or plus draw. But I'll happily do your 1-card draw, Mika. Just put your question in there if you just want a freebie. All right, what's everyone doing out there? What's happening in the chat? You guys doing okay? It's wonderful to have you here. Thank you for being here with me. I will probably disappear shortly. I might jump back on tomorrow. This is a lot of fun, actually. Oh. Yep, no worries, Mika. What's your question, my friend? We are hypnotized with your voice. Oh, polarities. Oh, that's that's funny. That's funny. I've been told I should record some meditations. Oh, Brother Will. Brother Will, thank you. I appreciate you. Thanks for sticking around. I know it's late where you are. I can't imagine where some of the rest of you guys are. I appreciate you, Will. You're always welcome. And yeah, the Barden, mate, this weekend. We'll see you there. Thank you so much, sir. Somebody said I should record some meditations and do some things. I might have to do that. I've done a lot of recording in my life as a musician, a lot of singing stuff, but it's funny, all these years I haven't really done many meditations. I could get my creamy voice out to grace your ears with, to help you fall asleep at night or get you into a nice trance state. A general vibe card. Oh, okay, sure, why not? All right. I like the cut of your jib. I'm going to let you pick. Which deck would you like? The Big Thoth deck or the Rider-Waite deck? You can pick a card from either one, Mika. Go ahead, Mika my day. Celtic one? Oh, dun dun dun. Dad jokes galore, love it. I'm not even a dad. Not that I'm aware of, anyway. All right. Are you involved in some kind of meditation practice, Mika? Or perhaps you're studying? No, you don't have to be one. I used to bring TV guides when I was a guitar teacher to the class and tell the kids jokes out of that. And TV guides have got the worst jokes. Oh, they're atrocious, but they are so funny because they're so bad. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah. All right. But when I see a card like this is we'll just say, because this is the feminine, right? So this is the water element and the air element. So this is about receiving intuitive, in this case for you, sir, madam, I'm not even sure. Sorry, I'm not going to assume. Um, but I'll say that this one here is about receiving information. And so affirmations are about this. That's more fire. That's intending, and learning shadow work is about, yeah. So it's one thing to sort of put the microscope and the magnifying glass on yourself so that you can discover your shadow, right? Then it's another thing to sit in the stillness and let the little voice speak up. In some cases, it's little voices. Got to be careful with that one there. Somebody might get a psychiatrist on the bar here offering free sessions. Uh, but as far as a general vibe card goes, I would say that something like this is saying you're on the right track. And when you sort of open up the inquiry door, you know, and it's a two-way doorway, and information will start coming to you that will be very helpful. And what I would say to you is that if you've got some kind of stillness practice where you just sit there and watch your thoughts, or you do a concentration, or you just sit there and the blank mind or the void mind or the vacancy of mind is really, I've got to say, that's really where it's at. You can just empty your mind out completely. Stuff will start to bubble up, and you want to keep a pen handy because the words might not mean anything to start with. But once you get a list of them and then you sit back and contemplate them a bit, there'll be some value. But yeah, this is really about, in the context of this, the vibe I'm getting for your vibe is this is actually, you're going to get dropped some seriously good inside of knowledge about yourself. And because if you're learning about shadow work, then you are wanting to know about yourself. And so your inquiry is being honored and it is welcomed, and any kind of introspection is it's just such a worthwhile endeavor. Thank you. I hope that was of some value to you. Does journaling work out more blank mind meditation, you think? You're welcome. Welcome. Does journaling work out more than blank mind meditation? Are you saying one versus the other? Help me understand. I'm not quite reading it. Journaling is very powerful because you are bringing into reality or more. Does journaling work out or more blank mind meditation, you think? Still a bit lost on it. Okay, all right. So journaling is not out. Does journaling work or more blank? Oh, okay, I understand. Yeah, they're both valuable and they're both going to reap similar, but also their own special type of fruit. Journaling is going to. Oh, hang on, just quickly check this. It's the new moon today. Isn't that interesting? Not out or. Okay, yep. Yeah, so journaling is going to help you externalize. And it's also going to give you something that you can reflect back on later. So you go, wow, that did happen. That's why when you're doing, spiritual development, magic work, whatever you want to call it, we have a book that we write our experiences in. Because we live in a world that doesn't really, well, depending on which country you live in, doesn't really sort of embrace, the deepest kind of spiritual development. There's the exoteric stuff, there's the everyday pedestrian level stuff that helps society work, if we want to, okay, for better or for worse, depending on who's in charge and all that sort of thing, what's being said. But putting it down on paper will help to reinforce it. And if you write it in a ceremonial type, ritual type way, where it's special, you're writing in a nice book, in a nice journal, with a nice pen that you spend time with, and you imbue yourself on it, right? Oh, thank you, Mika. That's very kind. Appreciate that. Go. We'll put a little heart on there. For what you're asking, they serve slightly different functions, but essentially you're emptying out. Okay, you're emptying out when you're writing on the journal. You're putting thoughts down, and then you can have it reflect back, but you're externalizing it. So you're making it objective and you're externalizing it. It's very similar to doing a tarot reading, actually. In a lot of cases, the cards act as a kind of a proxy for your situation. So when somebody comes in, it helps take them out of the soup that they're floundering around in. You put the cards on the table and say, okay, this spread represents that situation. But when it comes to blank mind, that's also another way of just clearing the desktop so that your internal processes don't have so much load to process. And this is valuable for a whole bunch of reasons. Both of these practices, it's standard. We have this in the stuff that we talk about on this channel, which is, I would say, significantly and reasonably influenced, bit of both, by the works of Franz Bardon. In the early part of his book Initiation into Hermetics, we have vacancy of mind and journaling pop up very soon. Journaling in the sense of introspection, where you are transposing or transcribing your personality. Black soul mirror, white soul mirror, flaws and weaknesses, strengths and virtues, these types of things. So, like, taking the investigative approach and getting to know yourself, you can learn a lot about yourself. Sometimes it's stuff you didn't know that you wanted to know, and sometimes it's like, oh, really? Am I like that? But it helps you become more objective too. So yeah, blank mind is great because it'll just free up resources, so you can focus more on things that are important. And you're also telling your mind what you want it to think about and what you don't want it to think about, because that's another one. You start training your mind and schooling your spirit, even if we want to call it that, to entertain some things over others, because it helps you to prioritize what it sort of fuels as far as the kind of stuff that you interact with. And it's like, if you think about something, it's gonna be like, oh, you want more of this? Sure thing, here you go. More thoughts about that thing. And also, I think, as we live in this sort of hyper-stimulated world where we just feel there's just so much data. And so the brain, or the intellect, or whatever you want to call it, just for the sake of it, is just going all day long. It's like, oh my gosh, 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 oh my gosh. Yeah. So free up the resources, man, because the internal world is under so much load and under so much pressure, and it's under attack. There's literally a war on for our consciousness, and there's no letting up. You know, we've never had this much. And I was listening to a really great guy on YouTube yesterday talk about this very thing, talking about how because we've almost got this process running in the background of hypervigilance, and can we trust this email? We've got 10 emails. I get if I leave it for a week, I've easily got 100 emails, and I've got friends that's nothing. Like I'm sure you guys get them too, right? I get good at curating my emails and stuff. I've got, I don't know how many email addresses for all the various things that I do, but can I trust this person's, I get people reaching out personally, I got businesses reaching out, all this kind of thing. But how do I vet? And even like, especially on phones, because man, phones are very different to a desktop machine, aren't they? There's so much tricky-dicky stuff with phones. Is it in the settings of the phone? Is it in the settings of the app? Is it in the settings of the, do I have to turn this off? Is this thing watching me? Probably is. It's listening to me. We all know the phones are listening to us. Honestly, I remember this one time when people first started talking about, phones listening to you. I said, all right, let's put it to the test. I started talking about something very oddly specific. I started talking about green vegan shoes. I thought, how bizarre would that be? What do you know? The next day, I get these plant-based, bloody, eco-friendly, green freaking shoes show up, sports shoes show up on my Facebook feed. And then there's seeing something in Google on Gmail, in my Gmail account, a message from a lady from years ago. I just read it and I had a quick moment. I was like, oh, I remember her. She was lovely. She was a nice person, blah, blah, blah. And then I closed it. I didn't say her name. I just quickly read it. And the next thing, she pops up on my Facebook as a recommended friend, and we have no mutual friends. But yeah, anyway. Yeah, but keeping, mental hygiene, just being conscious of what you expose yourself to. It's the same with food and people and situations. There's just some things I just don't have a bandwidth for, nor do I wish to. I've got a bit of a loose ceremony that I do in the morning. I like to be creative with my things, and that sets me up pretty well. Maybe go out for a run, clear my head, go for a walk. I believe all that. They've admitted their list. Yeah, I mean, you don't even, that. I'm just gonna critique that word believe, because you know it. Nothing to believe. But yeah, it's kind of bizarre, isn't it? What a bizarre world we live in. Yeah. Oh well, what are you going to do, right? Here we are. They give us all these toys to play with, which are pretty handy. Yeah. All right. I think I'm going to disappear, everyone. It's getting close to 11 o'clock. It's well past my bedtime. I want to say thank you to everyone who's joined us this evening. I want to say thank you to anyone who's shared and liked and subscribed and commented and all that. And a big thank you to all the people that have made very kind, generous monetary donations in the form of super chats or otherwise. I'm very grateful. Very grateful. All right. Blessings to you all. I wish you a beautiful day. Much peace, blessings, and just have the bestest time with your life wherever you are. Take care of yourselves, guys. See you later.